Man, I know everybody just sitting and waiting for 7 o'clock to roll around, and here we are, just 7 o'clock, huh? Let me turn some noise down. I'm over on YouTube, and I'm in a couple of groups here on the Facebook. I don't know for how long. Facebook is acting weird. They're doing their usual, weird shit lately. Um, but we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll hang in there for a minute and find out. What I want to talk about tonight is how good everything is. I mean, it's just it's like the skies have parted and the sun is out, and it's just it's crazy. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just hello, Eddie. What up, brother? Well, anyway, I was uh I was just looking around and talking to some people. I was talking to my brother Joe Denny last night, and we were talking about those old days. Hi there. I can't see who it is depending on what page. That's Michelle. What up, Michelle? What's up, girl? We were talking about the old days, and the way we used to do stuff. And he said, he said I like to watch your channel, and he said but we need to get me and you on there and talk about how we used to do stuff, how stuff used to be. And he said, instead of talking about all this stuff that we can't change, we're just stuck with it. What's up, Candace? What's going on? I saw your thing today. Damn. Uh, I saw one place you were today. You took a picture and put it on Facebook, and it was kind of freaky. I was thinking about making a trip later on this week in the truck, and I thought, yeah, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just stay here and hang around in the shop or something. Do something where I don't get caught in all that weather. The weather's beautiful here in Nashville. It's going to be like 78 tomorrow and the next day with a low of 60. I mean, I can sleep like that. I can go to bed and pretty much sleep all night and all day with weather like that. But anyway, I wanted to talk about how good things are, how wonderful everything's getting. And Joe, I got to get him out. Rain and wind went crazy in North Carolina. That was North Carolina. That must have been that storm, those storms that passed through here yesterday, and they weren't bad here. I mean, we just do typical, summertime stuff. Uh, Good riding weather. Any weather's good riding weather. But the older I get, the better I like it. The better I like it when it's warm but not cold, and all that stuff. I mean, I've done my share of it. Well, if you can't ride in the rain, then you ain't no rider. Okay, fine. I don't care. I've been riding since I was 13. I don't give a shit what people think about whether I can ride or not. No, just like trucks. I stopped giving a shit about what people thought about my trucks when I was a kid. I don't care about that. But I wanted to talk about, things seem to be loosening up. And I know you're going to say, well, what about Yellow Freightways? Well, Yellow Freightways was owned, still are, they're owned by a group of investors. Those aren't trucking people. Those aren't, hey, Rhonda, what's up? I ain't seen you in a while. Uh, Yellow Freightways is owned by a group of people that doesn't give a shit. As long as if they can make on their investment, if they can make the same amount of money in returns on their investment as they can just investing in a mutual fund or another account, then that's what they'll do. But the minute the mutual funds go up and their other stocks go down, they get rid of it. They dump it out. John Ramey, what's up, John? Uh, so nothing these companies do, these big companies. Jaleitha Sessions, what's going on? Nothing these big companies do surprise me. I mean, I'm not impressed or not impressed or whatever you want to say, by any of these people that are owned by a group of investors. So then, uh, our boy Mother Trucker came out with a video today saying that Prime had decided to get rid of 400 trucks and cut loose some drivers and everything. I got news for you. Prime had 600 trucks sitting out on the lot with no drivers in them before they made that announcement. Okay? They've got 8,000 trucks. So to go on, to go public and say, we're going to get rid of 400 trucks. Shit, they'll still have 200 sitting in the parking lot they don't know what to do with because they ain't got drivers for them. And people talk about, well, maybe they just won't hire as many drivers. They lose 400 drivers a week. That's 20%, okay, in a company that has 100% or more turnover. So what are we supposed to be scared of when Prime comes out and goes, we're going to get rid of 400 trucks? Oh, fuck. You ain't got drivers for them out there anyway. Been out here getting the best I can. How are you, Frank? Honey, if I was any better, I'd be 2 or 3 fat guys. Actually, I'm losing weight. My doctor put me on a real bad diet, so I'm trying to lose some weight. But what I wanted to talk about tonight is I'm talking to people all day, every day, because that's what I do. These are the people I talk to, and they're doing well. They're making money. I can tell you this, and because you guys know I buy and sell trucks, that's one of our businesses that we're in. I can tell you right now, trucks are dirt cheap. A truck that a year and a half ago you would pay $80,000 for, they're 30 now. I'm not exaggerating. Okay, a truck, unless you're buying a souped up, stretched out, chromed out Peterbilt, or a KWW9, unless you're buying a truck like that, trucks are dirt cheap. Cascadias, Volvos, Internationals, all those trucks right now. I saw a bunch advertised today, the T680s, which are pretty damn nice trucks, really. I mean, they're a nice truck. They're not a big hood truck, but I mean, for a curb sniffer, they're a nice truck. Okay. A year ago, they would have been $79,000. I saw them today for $39,000. So if you're thinking about getting into the business, if you're thinking about upgrading equipment, it's a great time to do it. I mean, if you're one of those people that's been paying attention, like me and Shaggy talk about. Shaggy started back teaching this week. He had I need a sleeper truck in the next 3 months. Jalitha, well, come and get it. I got one. I got a 2016 Cascadia, 690,000 miles. DDEC 15, DD15 motor, 10 speed. It's just a nice truck. It's a clean truck. I've drove it around quite a bit. It runs great. I sell it to you for 25 grand. They're cheap. I was selling that same truck 9 months ago for 40 grand. Same truck. Same thing. So when I tell you it's getting better, if you're in the business and you know what you're doing, okay, it's getting pretty damn good. If you don't think so, try to get a parking spot in a truck stop after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Go ahead. I know I say that all the time, and I know that I got the same people talking and listening and talking, and people I talk to on the phone. But try it. Try to get a parking spot in a truck stop, after 4 o'clock. Oh yeah, because they're the ones that don't know how to diversify are calling it quits. Diversify. I don't know what you mean. Now here's my take on, Shaggy and I don't agree on everything in the world, and that's okay. I mean, he's my brother. We don't have to. It depends on what you mean by diversify. I mean, if it's always been my feeling that you dance with the one that brung you. If you're in the trucking business, be in the trucking business. Pay attention to the trucking business. Make reinvestments. Deb Dingo, there's a lady that knows what to do. She knows her shit. And she's, oh, Deb, if I could get you on here with me and you tell some stories. And I still want to see you. And I know you're ducking me. I know it. I get it. I know you're scared. If you're scared, just say, I'm scared. I don't want to see you around on my porch. I've been shot off of better porches than anybody. I mean, I've been shot off some of the nicest porches in the world, Deb. Just so you know, I have been thrown out of some of the nicest places you've ever been to. So, but what I wanted to talk about, if you get up, and I've said this a million times, I'll say it one more. If you get up every morning and you flip on your little computer and you want to play on the DAT, you're not going to make it. You're not going to be here. That DAT does this, does this. It's been doing it for years and years, ever since it was invented, you know? And right now it's doing this. I'll probably come through Nashville in the next 2 or 3 days. And if you don't call me, I will be hurt. I mean, hurt. Anyway, if you get up every morning and you turn on the DAT and you think you're in the trucking business, you're not. You're not. Okay, Jess, I don't know if Jess is on here or not. She usually says hello if she is. She was painting her toenails earlier, and I know Jess pretty well. You know, when she gets in the middle of painting her toenails and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, no shit. When she gets in the middle of painting her toenails, sometimes she just can't talk to her when she's in that. You know what I mean? Sometimes she just, no matter what you say, she ain't paying you no attention. But Deb works with a broker. She calls the woman my broker. And it's a woman that works at one of the big brokerage houses. And she keeps Jess busy all the time. And she knows where she likes to go and what she likes to do. And Jess will do pretty much anything. I mean, she's not scared to haul freight. She'll pick up a load and go. Okay. If there's no such thing to Jess as a bad load, only a bad rate. But the loads that this woman gives Jess never make it to the DAT. They're never on the load boards. They're not there because Jess gets them before they get there. Everything you see on DAT's leftover shit that nobody wanted, okay? But the same people, those same people, you know, I talked last week and week before both about my friend over in Charlotte that's got 10 trucks and he runs for Schneider. He's got his own authority. He's got his own trailers. He doesn't pull them a whole lot. He pulls a lot of Schneider trailers a lot of the time. But he's got 10 trucks and he's been hauling for Schneider for 10 years. They keep him so damn busy. And he's perfectly happy. His rates are good. He knows where he's going. He knows what he's doing. You know, he's been doing that for 10 years. I mean, does he have ups and downs? Sure he does. Of course he does. If you're in this business and you're an independent, you will have ups and downs. I don't care who you are, how you are. It's how you deal with it. And in my opinion, right now, we're coming into fourth quarter. That's when things start getting good. That's when things start getting better. You know, I'm looking at these freight projections and all these guys out there on the media going, oh my God, we're in trouble now. Trucking's falling apart. You know, fuck these people. Fuck them. The economy is just steaming along. We're getting back to now where we got shifts offshore again, waiting on load. That's happening again, especially in California. So things are changing, and we're seeing a fourth quarter. And you know, everybody say, "Well, last year we really didn't have a fourth quarter." We didn't have a fourth quarter last year compared to the year before, but we did have one. Jess may have heard you summoning her. There she is, Candace, right there. And Jalitha, trucking not dead. They just scared. Honey, they're scared and they don't know what they're doing. Jess, I'm sorry we had to pull you away from, you know, doing your toenails because I know how you get. Okay? When you get like zero, and you get that hard focus in, that laser like, you know, focus on them toenails and so forth. I know when people are talking. I bet you do. And we were just talking about you, and I was talking about how you run your business, how you do your trucking. And Jess is a person that works to live. She doesn't live to work. She's got her mom, and she's got a place in Belize, and she knows how much time she wants to spend there every year, and she knows how much money it takes to do that, and a few other things she likes to do, she enjoys doing. But when she's in that truck, it's all business. She's doing business. Hi from Miami. Well, hello, Miami. Home of the Dolphins. I was a Dolphin fan for many, many years. Many years. I still would be, but I don't live in Florida anymore. I live in Nashville now, so now I'm a Titans fan. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, just knows how to run her business. Shaggy's back to teaching. He did a webinar this over the weekend, and I'm glad he's doing it because he likes doing it, and he seems to help a lot of people, especially people that are just starting out. So I'm glad he's back doing it. I'm glad he's back in that saddle. It's something that he's good at, and he enjoys doing it. He loves doing it better than anything else he does. He does that. But talking about diversification again, I think you focus on the business that you're in. I mean, if you can do other things, great. But when you make that step from being a company driver to an owner operator, instead of wearing one hat, or I'm a driver, I just pull enough freight to take vacations. Hell yes, me too. You know, if you jump from being a driver to an owner operator, now instead of having that one hat, you got 4 or 5 hats. Now you're in the maintenance business, the truck business, the investment business, all the equipment, everything. You got to make decisions of how you're going to run that truck, who you're going to run it for. You're going to be an owner operator, you're going to get your own authority. You got to start making decisions like that. You got to pay your own bills. You got to take care of your maintenance. You got to take care of your truck. You got to buy your own fuel. You got to do all. Everything changes. And then when you take that next step, if you do, from being an owner operator leased on to somebody else to getting your own authority, there's some more hats. Or take the winter off. Yes. Then you put some more hats on. Now you got to be a safety director. Now you got to do all these other things, that add up and require your time and attention. So, the thought of the idea of doing those things and then becoming a broker too, or also, you better be prepared for all that. Okay. I did it many years ago. I became a broker, but it was by accident. And I've told that story so many times, people are sick of it. But I was in the trucking business. I was in trucking, and I would just have freight left over. So I'd give it to my friends, or they'd give me theirs. I mean, we used to do that with each other, believe it or not. And I became a broker because I was afraid of liability. So I got my brokerage authority added to my MC number, and I started brokering freight. And, that's how I did it. But you need to know something here while I'm telling this story. I had an office full of people when I did that. I didn't have to pull anybody off a job or sit down and do it myself. I had a guy that he'd been a driver for me for many years, and he'd gotten in a motorcycle wreck and it tore one of his legs off and he couldn't drive anymore. And I stuck him in a little room because he was a good guy, smart guy, knew the business. I stuck him in a room, gave him a computer and a phone, and I said, whatever those girls in there don't cover from now on, you cover it. And I became a broker. And that's how it happened. So be prepared for those things if you're going to diversify. But not everybody can run a trucking company and be a broker. Do you have the people to do that? Can you do that and still maintain your trucking business? Still pay that trucking business, the attention and the time that it deserves, because that's your bread and butter. That's how you make your money. Okay? Can you do that? Can you do those two things? If you can, then the answer is yes. Go crazy. Go wild. But just diversifying for the sake of diversifying is not always a great idea. You're going to be robbing Peter to pay Paul. Something somewhere is going to give. And you got to be aware of that. You got to know that before you jump into that thing. I don't know if I haven't seen him tonight. He's probably in the bed. But Trucker G called the other night and he invited me to be on one of his G's After Dark. And that's when we get on the social media and we talk dirty. And he invited me. I had a blast. And I got my Trucker G shirt on tonight just in case. I just became an owner operator in May. How do I learn brokering? You can take one of Shaggy's courses because he definitely will teach you as much and more than you need to know to get started. First thing you got to have if you're going to be a broker, and I'll just tell you this. If you're going to be a broker, the first thing you got to have is customers. Because there's no point in calling yourself a broker if you don't have customers. If you don't have freight to sell to other trucks, then you don't have a business. Okay. And Shaggy will go into this long thing about which comes first, the trucks or the freight. Well, they come together, but if you don't have any freight, you don't need any trucks. So ask yourself that question. How do you learn brokering? you can take one of Shaggy's courses, or you can do it the way I did, but it was 25 years ago. You can just kind of jump in and learn by doing. But read about it, study about it, pay attention to it. I will tell you this. Don't pay attention to anybody on social media about it, because most of the information you get here, other than me, I'm different now. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I'm different. All right. Other than me, a lot of the shit you hear on social media is people that don't know what they're talking about, and bad information is worse than no information. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you that. The only difference, other than selling trucks, I'm gonna sell a car. I got a car for sale. I'll put it on there. I'll put it on my G3 page tomorrow. But I have a lady friend up near the shop up there, and her husband passed away, and she's selling some of his things. I bought his motorcycle just because he was my friend, and it's a nice motorcycle. I don't need another motorcycle, but I bought it, and she asked me to sell his car, one of his cars, so I'm going to sell it pretty cheap. But it's a damn nice car. Somebody needs a good car. And I've got a truck I got for sale. I got a Cascadia, 2016 Cascadia. That's a good truck, and I'll give somebody a killer price on that. I'll start with Shaggy Consulting. I want to run my business the right way. Good idea. Good idea. He can help you there. That's what he does. That's what he does. I get calls all the time, and I don't have time to do that kind of thing. I help when I can. I do. I try to do that, but I don't have time to just sit here and do webinars and stuff like that. What is the motorcycle you bought? It's a Heritage Softail. It's an older one. It's got the 88 motor and the 5-speed, but it's like brand new. The bike is like brand new. So I've already got 2 other Harleys and a Spider, so I don't need any more bikes. But it was there. Yeah, it is nice. It's a nice bike, and he did some stuff to it. He put the hard bags on it and stuff like that. He made his he made it. He set it up for him, and he built a motorhome out of an old 1960 something bus, and he pulled it in his shop, and he built this motorhome. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. He even put slide outs. He built slide outs in this, and they're amazing. I mean, it's a beautiful boat. I got an 86 Evo with 1,800 original miles. I've got a 91 Evo, but it's in a Sportster, and it was a collector thing from a rock and roll friend of mine that I bought, and I don't ride it. I mean, I can, but I don't. It's just sitting in my shop. It's got a custom paint job and all that stuff on it. The bike that I'm riding right now is a 2015 CVO Softail convertible. It's it's a nice bike. I mean, I've had everything. I've had every bike there is. I've had ultras. I've had street glides. I've had road glides. I've had them all, and some other bikes too. I've had some BMWs and stuff like that. I like motorcycles. I'm not married to any one motorcycle. I like them all. I like everything. And I got a friend that called me up. And he wants to go out west in September, and I'll probably go with him. But I need a different bike if I'm gonna go, because if I'm gonna ride that long and that hard, I don't want to be on my Softail. And he rides hard. He's one of them 85-mile-an-hour guys. Anyway, back to trucking. I look around me and I talk to people all day, every day, and I see people doing stuff. Shane Ferris is building his shop finally. He's putting in his shop out there, a big shop. I've seen the drawings. I've seen the property. He's building a shop. Shane's doing well because Shane knows what to do. He knows this business. I look at people over in Charles Bundy's area, the friends that he has over there in East Tennessee, ETI and all those guys. They are doing well. They're doing business and they're doing well. I'm busy. I'm as busy as I want to be. I had one of the busiest weeks on my brokerage that I've had in 2 years this week. And that could all go away tomorrow, and I don't give a shit. If it does, I'll buy 5 trucks and make my living that way. I don't care. But anyway, I look around me. I talk to all these people in the business, and if Sparky Anderson said about a year ago, I think, we're talking on the phone one day, and Sparky's got a bunch of trucks, and he's running them on dedicated accounts, and he just sits. He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't make a big deal about it, but he just sits there and he just cranks out his revenue every week, every week, every week, and he's been doing it. Okay, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. When the load boards in the spot market went down, he never saw it. It didn't affect him. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. The only effect it could possibly have is like Deb. Deb's got customers that send her outbound, and sometimes she's got to pull freight off the spot market to get back, but she gets her revenue going out. So if she has to take a load that she doesn't particularly want to take just to get the truck back home, she can do it and she doesn't sweat it. She picks it up, she delivers it, it's over. She sends them a bill. Fuck it. That's how it works, people. That's how this business works. If you're sitting there looking for outbound freight all day, every day on DAT, you're not going to be here. I don't know if you noticed it or not. People are going broke doing that, left and fucking right, as hard as they can go. And they'll get on Facebook and they'll go, well, I'm hanging it up. They finally got me. They who? Who got you? Whose fault is it? Who are you blaming? Whose fault is that? Why is Shane Ferris doing really well and growing his company and building a great big new shop? Why is ETI doing so well and buying new Peterbilts every month? Why are they doing that? How are they doing that? Ask yourself those questions. Whose fault? They finally got me. Oh, fuck. You know what I think? And I probably got blocked by one group today because somebody posted in there, the saddest thing ever is when you have to leave home with a tear in your eye because you miss everybody. Get out of that truck and get a job. Please don't get on here crying. Because let me tell you something. I did it for years and years and years and years. I've been married for 44 years. I got 6 grown kids and a whole bunch of grandkids. And it was a privilege to me to get in my truck and support my family. And I did it. I went out and back, out and back. I didn't go out on the road and stay for 2 or 3 months like a bunch of these numb nuts. I can't live like that. I'm not doing that bullshit. I went out and back, out and back. And if my kids needed me, wife needed me, if something was happening, if something going on, I was home. Question: if I accepted a load from a broker and broker canceled the load 10 minutes before pickup, am I bound to their non-compete? You are absolutely not. No, ma'am. Wide open. That's the shit I want to talk to you about. No, you're not bound to anything. You didn't haul the load. You didn't pick it up. You're not bound to anything. Shit, if a broker wants to sit there and give me sales leads all day, every day, I'll take them. In fact, give it to me. I'll call them up. I'll go to wherever they are. I'm not shy. No, you are absolutely not bound to a damn thing. You did not haul that load. Look at the fine print, Deb. You'll see on there that if you haul a load and you did not, no. No. And given what you're telling me, they cancel load 10 minutes before pickup, that tells me they probably found somebody cheaper to do it or some bullshit involved anyway, in which case that customer's probably pissed off. Because I immediately solicited their customer just waiting to be approved now. Good for you. Good for you. I love that. I love it. See, guys, there's a bunch of people listening to me right now. See, that's what I'm talking about. If you go on my page, G3 Trucks and Freight, there's a pinned post in there, and it's Deb Dingo talking about, just in messages back and forth with people, talking about how she goes about getting her customers. Read it. Read it. Debbie Danson. Jalith, I was over the road for 3 months and I can't do it again. It's not for me. I need customers closer to home. Yes, you do. And I don't know where you live. I don't know where you are. But I will tell you this. There's freight around you. I don't care where you are. There's freight around you. There's freight around you. over the road for 3 months. See, that's bullshit. You can't live like that. What you just told me a whole lot. Buy them donuts. That's right. Buy them donuts. Take a walk. Walk up there and shake hands with them. Or listen to Deb. Deb can tell you how to do it. Hell, she's got more customers she shake a stick at. And if anybody thinks, well, these customers won't talk to me because I ain't got but one truck. Don't tell Deb Dingo that. Don't tell her that. She'll laugh in your face and go get your goddamn customer before you know what's going on. Don't tell her that shit. Don't tell me that shit. Customers need trucks. I hear it all day, every day, people. I hear it all day, every day. All day. My customer for 25 years, they just laid it on us so hard this week. Laid it on us. Oh, you're in Richmond, Virginia. Shit, Jalitha, you're all kind of freight up there. Damn. Yeah, there's freight all around you. They laid it on us. We finally had to tell them, okay, ease up. So now we're in, back up and punt mode to try to haul their shit out of there. That's what I want to talk about tonight. Things are getting better. They're not getting any better on the spot market. The spot market's a shithole. It always is, always have been. But about a year ago, all those brokers on the spot market decided, fuck you. And here's the thing. Stay with me right here now. You'll love this. Here's the thing. They decided they were going to put freight out there for $1.25, $1.50. And guess what? They all did it, right? They all did it at the same time. Wonder how that happened. How do you think they all knew to do that all at the same time like that? Gee whiz, it's almost as though they were talking about it. It's almost as though they were price fixing, isn't it? But they did it. And guess what? Here's the bad part. Ready for this? There are people hauling it. So get out of that market, people. Don't put yourself in that atmosphere. Don't put yourself in that market. Don't let your business depend on that. It is a bastardized, chewed up, screwed out shithole of a place to do business. Everybody there is trying to fuck you out of your money. Everybody there is trying to fuck you out of your money. Everybody. Nobody there is thinking, well, God, I better give old Bob some really good money for this load so that he'll come back and do it again. They don't give a shit. They don't care about you. They never have. They don't. I don't use load boards. I don't have to. I use the same carriers all the time. I've been doing it that way for years. Frank, my son, when he gets a new customer, and he tells them right quick, don't give me a whole bunch of loads because it's going to take me a month or two to build up enough carriers to haul your stuff. Oh, really? You don't just put it on load boards? No, ma'am, I don't. But he'll get the same customers calling him every Monday. What you got for me this week, Hoss? Every week. So I look around me. I see the truck stops full. I go down on the road in my car, on my motorcycle. I see all these trucks going by. I mean, I've never seen this many trucks, and I've been doing this since 1979. I've never seen this many trucks out on the road. I see owner-operators. I see company trucks. I see them from all over the country. I see them all day, every day out there on the road, running up and down the road. I also see these people writing articles about how horrible it is. We're going through some horrible stuff. Oh, fuck you, buddy. Writers get paid to write, and they've got to come up with something or they don't make any money. They got to fill up a page and send it into their editor so that they can publish it, so they can pay these people. Otherwise, they don't get paid. That's how it works. So they come up with all this shit. And for some reason in this country anymore, doom and gloom sells. People want to hear how bad it is, how hard they've got it. So they get on the social media and they go, it's the hardest thing in the world. I'm making a terrible, terrible sacrifice. Bitch, you're driving a truck. You ain't running a minesweeper. It's a truck. Go drive your truck. And if it's such a terrible thing, get out of it and get a job. Just get a regular job. Most of the regular jobs around here are paying $20 and up an hour. You can do okay like that. Pick up a little overtime, you'll be all right. Such a sacrifice. It's such a, I make such a, I sacrificed myself to this industry. Oh shit. I had a ball when I was driving a truck. I had a great time and I considered it a privilege and I was proud of it. Still am. Still am. Because I'll tell you something. Being a truck driver, being a truck owner, being an owner operator, being a driver, whoever you drive for, whatever you do, it's good enough. It's good enough. That's good enough. If you're ashamed of it or you're embarrassed about it or you think less of yourself, you're in the wrong business. Get out. Run away. Run away from it as hard as you can. Run away from it. Get out. If you're not proud of it, and this is go back to what me and Joe Denny were talking about last night. If you don't take pride in what you do, if you don't like it, if you don't enjoy it, get out. Get out. Go do some other thing. You know? It's just wild to me. But I'm looking around and I'm seeing things kind of sort of I don't know how to put it, leveling out, I guess you'd say, because that's what happens, when you go through, the spot market goes through what it's gone through for the last year. It takes a little bit of leveling out. And if it does, and these people keep doing what they've been doing for the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, just running off the spot market, they'll probably do okay for a little while. Then it'll happen again. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I put in my title this week, let's ride this thing. If it gets better again and you can hang on and you can build on your business, please do that. Please do that. Please respect that. Don't just sit there and be lazy because it's just falling on you like it did for 2.5 years. Pick up the phone. Yeah, I ain't hauling that for less than $4.50 a mile. Okay, we'll give it to you. That's over. That's gone. They don't have to do it anymore. They don't have to do it. They all got together and they dropped the rates to $1 quarter, $1.50, and that's what it is now. Try to find a load going to California. See what they'll pay you. Go ahead. Some of it's $1. A fucking dollar. $1. You better be getting 15 miles to the gallon and drive that sumbitch for free if you can operate for $1. I can't. Ain't gonna. Them people from California can come get their own shit as far as I'm concerned anyway, because I ain't going. And I used to love to run out there. Shit. Used to love it. But what I see, I don't know if maybe it's getting to the point that a lot of the people that didn't know what they're doing, it's like 305. I don't know what that is. It's like a lot of people, it's like, you got this great big sheepdog, great big dog, and it's snowing outside, and if it's snowing, and that dog goes out there and it loves the snow, it rolls around, and it gets the snow all in its coat and all in its fur and everything, and it rolls around. It's having a big old time going to California. Yeah, I don't know very many people that are getting that. I don't know. I do know a few, but not on the low boards. And it rolls around, and then it comes in the house where you got your nice fire going. And it's all toasty and warm in there, and it's all comfortable. And that big old dog walks right up in the middle of the living room and just shakes all that shit off of it. That's what this industry's been doing for about the last year and a half. It's been shaking all the shit off. Just shaking it off. Don't be that. Don't be that guy. You don't have to. You sure don't have to. You don't need to. I see a few people on social media that talk about trucking, and a few of them know what they're doing. A few of them, I don't understand why they do it. I don't get it because they obviously don't know anything about the business. They obviously don't have, I don't know what, any credentials going for them. I don't understand what they're doing it for. I know what I do it for. I sell trucks, I make friends, and a lot of people help me along the way, and I like helping people. I enjoy doing it. If I'm out there on the road, I like to help people. I enjoy doing it. A lot of people help me. A lot. over the years. And I think that's what this industry needs is all of us to look out for each other. I'll leave the trucking industry before I haul from Virginia to California. Damn fine. I can't blame you for that. One big hurricane will help to swing the pendulum back toward us. Well, they're coming. There's 3 of them out there now. And I don't do FEMA anymore. I used to, Deb. I don't. And I get phone calls. I got one today. Frank, when are we going to get back in this FEMA? This guy used to work for me. I go, I'm not, Charlie. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm too old to do it. That's a young man's game. Standing knee deep in sewage is a young man's game. Been there, done that. Ain't going there no more. Don't want it. Don't need it. Ain't got to. Don't want it. No, sir. No, thank you. But there's a couple of them coming, and they're gonna hit this year. They're gonna come this year. It's gonna get hit. It's September is when they'll start up. But anywho, I just been looking around me lately, talking to people and my friends in the business and people that have been in the business for a long, long time, and I just see things. If you have customers, it's all the trucks tied up on FEMA that brings the regular load rates back up. Yeah, they do. They do. And 2, I don't know what you mean regular load rates. Everybody I know that's got regular customers. My rates haven't changed. They went up this year, but my rates haven't changed. I don't play on the spot market. 305 going to California. Yeah. I don't play on. I haven't even been on DAT in probably, I don't know, 2 years, a year. I used to get on there once in a while and just look around, but I don't know. I don't care. I don't pay much attention to it anymore. I don't care what they're doing. And a lot of people that I knew that were working on the spot market, the smart ones switched over and started doing other things like Jason and Jennifer Husky, Team Husky. They haul cows now, which is what Jason used to do and what he loves to do. So he just went back to doing what he loved to do, and they're making money and happy. They just got back from Sturgis. They went out there and stayed for a week on a motorcycle. They just got back. But I don't know. The people I'm talking to just seem kind of content. They're just kind of sitting there riding right along, just happy about it. Ain't mad at nobody, just doing their thing. I don't like, and they don't like, my friends don't like it, and I don't like it. I don't like all these regulations that we're seeing from Washington. We need to do something about that. And I know that there's not going to be any such thing as a trucker strike because you can't get 2 truck drivers to stick together for shit. There's not going to be a strike. There's not going to be anything like that. But all these regulations and all these bullshit that they're coming up with in Washington, that's a problem. I don't know anybody that's enjoying that. That's a problem. And it's all geared for these big mega companies, not for us guys. It's like one size fits all. Well, if it's good for CR England, it must be good for me. No, it ain't. It ain't good for you. It ain't good for your business. Production's dropped 20% and accidents have gone up 17% since they mandated electronic logs. Look it up. As is always the case, I only speak for myself, okay? And you guys don't, I invite you to not take my word for a fucking thing. Look it up yourself. You should. Because I'm going to say what I say based on what I hear and what I read. But since the implementation of ELDs, accidents have gone up 17%, and productivity in the trucking industry has gone down 20%. 20%. That means for every 100 trucks out there running, basically you just take 20 of them out of the mix because they're not producing. They're not doing anything. And who signed that in? Who signed that into effect? Where'd that mandate come from? It came from a bunch of people in a little tiny town over there on the East Coast that don't know fucking dick about what we do. Not a clue. I'm not going to get into that tonight. I'm not going to do it. All these regulations, all this bullshit, all these laws, all this stuff that they're trying to impose. And Pete Buttigieg has developed a stock answer for all of it. We will never miss an opportunity to make our highways safer. The fuck do you know? They are dumbing trucking down to get new drivers. Goddamn, Eddie. Eddie, that's terrible. I don't know how much dumber down you can get. They're putting, CR England, people like that are putting 3 people in a truck now trying to train them. They're digging a hole in the floorboard of the damn truck and shit out of it to keep going down the road. Got 3 of them in there. They don't have nothing to eat. They ain't got no money. They ain't going home. They ain't getting no paid, nothing. I mean, I don't know how much dumber you can get. And I asked Trucker G about that one day. I said, why these people put up with that shit? And he said, Frank, you don't understand. They don't know any better. They're not like you and me. They haven't been in this business 40 years. They don't know any better. They think this is how it is. They think this is how trucking works. You get 3 motherfuckers that don't even speak the same language in a truck together. One of them got to sleep sitting up. And they got a trainer in there that's been driving a truck a grand total of like 6 weeks. He's their trainer. He's the one teaching them. They got clocks telling them what to do. That's why they have wrecks all the time. That's why they crash all the fucking time, because they're always racing against that clock. I asked my buddy that works at CR England one night, I said, why did you guys, why did you go for these ELDs? He said, Frank, that's the only way we can get these people to work. Bing, the bell goes off. Your time is up. You got to get behind the wheel, start the truck, and go drive now. It's time to go drive now because your break is over. And if you don't get that 36 cent a mile. You get 32 cents. And if you don't make X number of miles per week, you get 28 cents. And if you don't make your pickups and deliveries on time, you get 24 cents, and so forth and so on. So when they advertise, yeah, we're paying brand new people fresh out of CDL school 60 cents a mile. You got to jump through so damn many fiery hoops to get to 50 cents. You'll never get there. You'll never make it. You'll never make it. And then when you get that first check and you owe them $168 and your wife wants to know why you hadn't had a check in 6 weeks and the kids are hungry and they don't have anything to eat, and you walk in the office and you go, where's all this money? They don't care. They don't give a shit. If you're going to go to work in this industry, go to work for a mom and pop company. Go see if Shane Ferris has got a truck open. Let him put you to work because he'll make sure you make a living. Find somebody like that. There aren't many around, but find somebody like that to work with and work for. If you're going to become an owner-operator and buy a truck, don't try to get your own authority and make it day one. People seldom ever do. That's got a failure rate of about 90%. Okay? Lease on to somebody for a while. Get the feel of things. Learn how to maintain your truck. Learn how to run a budget. Learn how to take care of your equipment. Learn where to go and where not to go. Learn those things while somebody else is paying for your, for your insurance, and you're pulling their trailer and they got freight for you to pull. Because the minute you get your own authority, mama's not there to feed you anymore. You got to get your own freight. You got to pay for your own insurance. You got to have your own trailer. You got to do your own maintenance. Nobody's sitting there telling you, when it's time to go to work. Nobody's ringing that dinner bell. It's you. Be prepared for that or don't do it. I like the friends that I like the people on this page a lot. I do. I like you guys. Most of you are my friends anyway. I like the people I hang around with because they're smart and they know what they're doing and all that. I don't know what to tell these new guys going into the business, but I'll tell you what you see on social media, that doesn't represent us. I'm making sacrifice. I'm disrespected. Nobody loves me. They disrespect me. Oh, fuck. Please. If you get into a situation where you don't feel respected, leave. Don't go back. If you go in a restaurant and the service is terrible, don't go back. Don't go back. If the food is terrible, don't go back. If you keep going to the same store every week, looking for something and they never have it, don't go back. Go somewhere else. Spend your money somewhere else. Vote with your pocketbook. But for some reason, we're raising this whole new generation of truck drivers that are crybabies. And listen, you can't do this work and be a crybaby because the weather's going to get bad, traffic's going to get bad. You're going to get to a delivery place and they don't love you. They're going to make you sit in the parking lot because they don't need the shit you got in your trailer. All those things. You're going to pull into a DOT check and that man's going to just wear your ass out writing tickets till he runs out of ink because he can, because he don't give. All those things are going to happen to you. Eventually, it's going to happen to you. So if you think you can just get around and ride around out there in your little penny loafers or flip flops, and everybody's gonna kiss your ass because you showed up, you're all wrong. Hold on. Hello. Yeah, thousands of people just now saw you call me, and I'm talking to you right now, and they're all looking at me. They can hear me, but they can't hear you. Okay. Well, can we talk about this in like 10 minutes? Can we or not? Okay. All right. Bye. Bye. Because if I didn't answer that phone call, she'll keep pushing that button until I do. Trust me. 44 years. Trust me. Or those steps right there behind me, see those steps? Put them on speaker. We want to hear it too. Hell no, you didn't want to hear that. See those steps behind me? She come down those steps right there. Why didn't you answer my call? I just called you. 44 years. 6 kids. Long time. I always consider being in this business a privilege. I still do. I still love it. I do. And the people in it and the things we do and the things we see and the things. I mean, there's no better cubicle to be in than the cab of that truck in the whole wide world, in my opinion. Wake up in the morning and see the sun up and the sun go down. And yeah, sometimes there's some traffic. But if you don't like traffic, run places where there's not as much. I like to run from Nashville up to Minnesota and back. I like doing it. There's not very much traffic, the roads are pretty decent except for a few spots. There's good places to get fuel, good places to eat. I like going up there. But if somebody pays me enough money, I'll make 5 drops in New York City. I don't like it, but I damn sure will grin when I go to the bank that Friday. I'll be happy. You say, Frank, where you been? New York? I've been to New York. Ain't no place to park over there. Oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is, too. Anyway, been here for an hour, talking for an hour. I think things are getting better out there if you look for things to get better. If you look for where things are getting better, if you pay attention to that, instead of crying and whining and blaming your fucking plight on everybody else, things are actually going pretty well. If I can help you, I will. And you guys know that. Now, I put a post up today that said that if I don't know you, I will ignore you on Messenger 100% of the time. And that's true. But that's because I've been getting a lot of these weird women, hi, how are you? Because, I get it. I mean, 26-year-old women with large breasts and shit, because I'm what they're all looking for, 65-year-old man. Yeah, I'm exactly what they, overweight. How are you? Kiss my ass. How are you? Oh, yeah. It's an imperfect thing, this whole social media thing. It's not a perfect deal, but we make it the best we can, right? Anyway, I think things are getting better. I think if you look for those things that are good and you look for those things that are better, you'll find them and they'll find you. And you surround yourself with people that think that way, you will find those things. If you surround yourself with whiners, you'll be depressed and pissed off and unhappy, and you'll want to quit and get out of the business, and then you should. And then you should. But I just don't see it that way. We got to help each other. Nobody's coming to help us, especially the government. Especially the government. They're not coming to help you. The cavalry is not coming over the hill. It's just us. And if you wonder why I get on here every Tuesday night and talk, it's because I like to see my friends and talk to my friends. And it was because I like to help out. I do, and I will. And if I can, you guys holla, okay? Holla at me and let me know. Otherwise, it's Tuesday night. Have a great week. Watch the page. I'm going to put some stuff up there for sale this week, that car and a truck that I got. And if you know anybody that wants a good car or a good truck, I got a couple of them. They're cheap. They're cheap. They're cheap. The car I got is a 2011 Ford Taurus SHO. You know, their hot rod. And it's black and got tinted windows. It's got 130,000 miles on. And this guy took care of it like a baby. All leather interior and all that stuff. And the car will run. It's a SHO. It's a good looking car. It's got a lot of hail damage and shit, but I'll sell it to somebody in my group for $6,500. If you can find it that cheap, you should get it because I know how much cars cost, and that's cheap. That car averages about 13 grand. Shaggy, I'm fixing to hang up and go home. But I've been bragging about you for an hour. Ask Deb, ask everybody here. I've been bragging about my boy Shaggy for an hour. Talking about it for an hour. A solid hour. But time is up now, and I'm going home. So you guys have a great week. Help each other. Take good care of each other. I'll see you next Tuesday. I'm probably going to get Joe Dino on here to talk about the old days. That'll bore the shit out of you, but we'll have some fun. But you guys have a great week. Try to make a whole shit ton of money this week and surround yourself with people that are cool, smart, happy, and give a fuck. And give a fuck. Good night, you guys. Good night, Deb. Deb, you come through my town and don't call me? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. See y'all.